Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Wan Raizur Rahimi bin Waharid and my partner Abdul Latif bin Ismail. We will be presenting our assignment with the title of the role and application of Qawaid Fiqhiyyah in pandemic COVID-19. So the development of time such as life at this time indirectly affecting human life in every aspect. This modern age also make all the issue more challenging and constantly changing. One of the challenges that occur for this modern age is with the emergence of COVID-19. With the emergence of this virus, force human in this time to change the norm of their living lifestyle. So we can say Islam came as a religion that brings blessing to the whole world, a religion that is believed by its followers to be suitable to be practiced in all kinds of places and time, and used as a guide in following the development of time. Al-Quran and As-Sunnah, which are the two main sources, can provide answer in all kinds of matter and problem. Through the principle and method of determining the Islamic law that is from Usul Fiqh and other field of knowledge, current issue on Islamic law can be identified. In reality, the nas from the prime source of hukum, which is Al-Quran and As-Sunnah, that is the prime source, is limited by the existence of secondary source of law, as well as the method of fiqh can provide the answer to the problem of current issue in human life. So this paper will be discuss the role of fiqh method, which is Qawaid Fiqhiyyah, in facing current challenges, especially related to the COVID-19 pandemic. So we go Qawaid Fiqhiyyah. Qawaid Fiqhiyyah is a method, is a compound word that is consists of two words. That is Qawaid and also Fiqhiyyah. Qawaid is a plural word that is from the word Qaidah, which linguistically means as a foundation, while Fiqhiyyah is a word from fiqh that brings the meaning of knowledge, understanding, knowing the pros and cons in understanding it, and understanding the meaning of speaker and his word. In terms of terminology, we can see from the thought of the scholars, Dr. Imad Ali Jumu'ah said that Qawaid Fiqhiyyah is a ruling which are ghalib, that is prevalent, and through them other minor fiqh ruling identified. While Al-Taftazani said Qawaid Fiqhiyyah are ruling which are fully comprehensive and applicable to the sub-ruling to identify Sharia ruling from it. Al-Imam Jaluddin Al-Mahalli said Qawaid Fiqhiyyah is a comprehensive statement that may determine the sub-ruling through it. To put it simple, Qawaid Fiqhiyyah is a general systematic method of issuing law related to certain issue. We go to the Qawaid Fiqhiyyah, the application of Qawaid Fiqhiyyah that are used in the method of COVID-19. There are 5 general methods in Qawaid Fiqhiyyah. That is Al-Umuru Bimaqasidiha, Al-Yakin La Yuzal Bishak, Ad-Darar Yuzal, Al-Mashaqqah Tajlib At-Tayassir, and last Al-Ada Al-Muhakkamah. The first one is Al-Umuru Bimaqasidiha. In the field of fiqh, this method is a very important method that is highly emphasized by the scholars. It is derived from the hadith of Prophet Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, which is Innamal A'malu bin Niyah. So the meaning of the method is that the law on the matter is determined based on the true meaning or purpose, that is intention of the method. Intention in language means the will, the holding, and the direction towards something. In terms of terminology, each sect has its own definition. During the COVID-19 application, the application of this method can be seen on the good intention from the government in helping those affected, as well as the effort and the perseverance of those who are at the forefront in curbing the spread of this dangerous virus. There are many aids come from the government, such as Bantuan Prihatin Nasional, which the government allocated roughly around 11.4 billion ringgit toward the Malaysian that is affected. A total of 10 million 10.416 million Malaysians have received benefit through the BPM. And the government also give the moratorium on payment of financing exemption from bank and financial institution. Secondly, we can see the frontliners like doctors, nurses, hospital staff. They have proven their good intention in helping the government deal with this COVID-19 pandemic. They had to put work overtime and be put in danger on being affected to the virus. So the second method is al-yaqin la yuzadu bi-shak. This method is the method used in most chapters in the field of fiqh, and it is original source of the principle of al-istishab. This method carries the meaning that what has been sabit conveniently will not change due to the mere existence of suspicion over it, because things that have believed logically will not change it to something weaker than it. It is generally based on the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Yunus. The meaning, and most of them just follow conjecture. Indeed, the allegation is not in the least useful to oppose the truth. Indeed, Allah is aware of what they do. This verse proves of the obligation of knowledge in basic matters, and should not be sufficient with taqlid just like that. Truth is a fixed thing. There is no doubt in it. Where doubt is not at all with conviction, and doubt causes a person to be unsure of what he knows. So, in this method, in our opinion, this method is applied in the issue of COVID-19 on 2 points. There is the first, this coronavirus is very dangerous, and this fact can no longer be denied. So the WHO has announced a global health emergency on January 30, 2020. And the second point is the fact that information stating that the danger of this coronavirus are from authentic and true sources. Facts and information to the contrary, stating that this virus is harmless, can be considered wrong and incorrect. There is a dumping of fake news related to COVID-19, forcing the government to make a denial. The Ministry of Communication and Multimedia will issue a counter statement denying any rumors spread through social media. So, that's it.
Okay, thank you, Warezir Rahim. The third method is ad-darru yuzal, harm must be eliminated. This method contains in it half of the knowledge of fiqh, because of the laws of Sharia either bring benefits and reject harm. It is related to daruriyat al-khams, which is to protect religion, life, intellect, hereditary dignity, and property. This method generally comes from the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, narrated by Ibn Majah, namely la darara wa la dirara, meaning there is no harm and no harmful to others. This method is seen in the context of COVID-19, the Malaysian government's action, which has strictly banned the movement and public gathering, such as ijtima, weddings, religious activities, such as Friday prayers, and we can see from I say the ulama say di antaranya Syekh Abdullah bin Bayyah, head of the Syar'i Fatwa Council, United Arab Emirates, UAE, when issuing to fatwa related to COVID-19 said it is haram according to Shara for those who suffer from the disease or experience a symptom to be in the public place or go to the mosque to perform congregational prayers, Friday prayers, and Hari Raya prayers. We shall take all necessary preventive measures by being quarantined and treated by the Ministry of Health so as not to be contribute to the spread of the epidemic to others. Mana kata kalau dah tahu kena jangkitan COVID-19 ataupun suspek sebagai pesakit COVID-19, duduk kat rumah, kuarantin diri. Supaya apa penyakit tersebut tidak tersebar kepada orang yang lain. And we can see in the Friday prayers issues have two we calling dua pecahan lah daripada ad-daruru yuzal. The first is dar'u mafasid awla min jalbil masalih. The meaning is rejecting harm is more important than bringing good. We can see the special Mudzakarah meeting which took place on 15 March 2020 had decided to postpone all religious activities in mosque and surau, including Friday prayers and congregational prayers from 16 March to 26 March 2020. Maknanya fatwa pun dah keluarkan kenyataan bahawasanya segala aktiviti surau dan masjid terpaksa ditangguhkan, termasuklah dengan solat Jumaat. But in the project issue you can see ad-dararu yudfa'u biqadri imkan, the preventive measure recommended by the government. Okay, sebelum tu berkaitan tentang darul mafasid aula min jalbil masalih. Mana kata bila tinggalkan solat Jumaat tu bukan tak buat sembahyang terus, bahkan digantikan dengan solat zuhur di rumah masing-masing. Pecahan yang kedua daripada the second daripada ad-daruru yuzal is ad-daruru yurfa'u biqadri imkan. The meaning is the harm should be eliminated as much as possible. The preventive measures recommended by the government during the outbreak are very much in line with the method of fiqh, which state that the harm should be avoided based on the ability of each. There is a person who needs to go out during the occurrence of movement control order PKP during the outbreak COVID-19. It is necessary to follow the rules as best as possible to avoid the possibility of the spread of the epidemic to others. Among the measures to reduce the risk of infection recommended by the Ministry of Human Health are as follows. First, cover your mouth and nose with a tissue when coughing or sneezing. Kalau rasa nak batuk ke nak sema, maka cover dengan tutup dengan tisu ataupun kain. Wear a nose and mouth mask when dealing with others. Wash your hands often with soap and disinfection. Make sure to maintain cleanliness at all time. Pastikan kita jaga kebersihan, syaitan nak makan ke, nak masuk rumah ke, pastikan tangan telah disinfeksi. The fourth method is al-masyaqqatu tajlibu at-taysir. The meaning is difficulty bringing convenience. Sharia does not burden to mukallaf with something they are not enabled to do or will cause them to be in trouble. This method means that the difficult incorporate in the matter become a strong reason to facilitate to effects of the method. We can see from Surah Al-Hajj verse 78, وَمَا جَعَلَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِي الدِّينِ مِنْ حَرَجٍ. The meaning, and Allah does not make in the religion any hardship for you. We can see the masyaqqah have two. The first is masyaqqah that cannot avoid to obligation worship. For example, feeling tired when traveling on Hajj does not automatically about to obligation of Hajj. Rasa penat nak pergi haji, tak larat, bukan alasan untuk tak boleh nak pergi langsung. Memang susah tapi tak ada alasan untuk tinggalkan perkara tersebut bila dah cukup syarat. And the second is masyaqqah that can about to obligation. Masyaqqah is divided into three levels. Have a level. The first is the masyaqqah al-a'da. Some as concern for the safety of life, property, offering and other things. And the second is masyaqqah, which is very light, in the Arab calling al-adna, like headache, flu, and the others. And the third, the middle masyaqqah al-mutawassitah, which is between the previous two parts, antara a'da dan juga adna. Okay. In conclusion, this change in the law in undeniable and concede with the method of hardship bring relief. When the trouble is gone, then it is returned to original law. Mana kata memang diberi rukhsah, diberi kerekanan untuk lakukan, maknanya bukan tinggalkan terus tapi lakukan benda yang lebih ringan. Tetapi bila keadaan dah kembali pulih, maka hendaklah kembali pada hukum yang asal. Seperti sembahyang Jumaat, tengah keadaan dibenarkan beberapa orang sahaja, tidak diwajibkan kepada semua. Tetapi apabila keadaan telah kembali pulih, maka semua diwajibkan untuk sembahyang. And the fifth method is al-'adah muhakkamah. The meaning is custom is used as a sort of law. This method describes the high position of cultural oath in Islamic law, so that it becomes a source of law in many chapters of fiqh. When we can, in our view, from al-'adah muhakkamah is the application of the method during the COVID-19 season is like wearing a face mask in prayer. Yang kita tengok penggunaan face mask darah mayang telah diwajibkan. Namun walaupun dalam keadaan endemik ni masih lagi diwajibkan oleh setengah Jabatan Agama Islam, seperti Jabatan Agama Islam wilayah telah mewajibkan untuk penggunaan face mask ketika waktu sembahyang, ketika berada di dalam masjid. Walaupun keadaan dah kembali pulih, tetapi disebabkan al-'adah muhakkamah, benda tu kita dah jadi sebagai norma baharu, boleh dijadikan dalil kewajipan untuk menggunakan face mask. Okay. And the last one, conclusion, the current situation caused by the emergence of COVID-19 virus has greatly changed the way of life of human beings. Islam as a religion that is suitable to be practiced in every age, have proven to be able to provide answer and ways out for every problem that areas that come from the teaching of Shara in using the primary or secondary source. Laws for problems that have just arisen due to change in time can be taken from Islamic source that are flexible. Based on the source that is simplified and devised by the scholars of Islam, new issue can be determined by applying the fiqh rules or question that arise with the existence of the COVID-19 pandemic can be answered. Thus, all new norms and standard operation procedures (SOP) implemented in the parallel with the application of this fiqh method. That's all from us. Thank you for uh, hear our presentation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.